Ever felt like stress has a mind of its own, hijacking your day when you least expect it? What if I told you there is a game changing strategy to not only manage stress, but conquer it before it even has a chance to strike? Watch the video till the end to know the secret to unlocking your peace of mind. This isn't just another video, it's a roadmap to stress free life. Hello, everyone. This is Mini here, and welcome back to our channel GrowWithMinz, where we explore the power of self love and empowerment for women. Today, we are going to talk about something that affects us all: stress triggers. So, let's get started. Ever felt like stress just swoops in and takes over your life? It's like you're sailing smoothly, suddenly you hit a storm. But what if I tell you that you have the power within you to navigate this storm with ease? It all starts with identifying those triggers. Now you'll ask me, what are these triggers? Okay, let me explain them to you. Let's take the example of an alarm clock. Okay, so you want to wake up at 6:30. You set the alarm to 6:30 a.m. so that when at 6:30 a.m. the alarm rings and you can wake up. Now, triggers are those little landmines in our daily life which set off the stress alarm. Yes, our stress also has an alarm. So now this could be anything, okay, from the tight deadline or a negative comment or even a fight with a loved one. You must be wondering, okay, you I understand about triggers now, but why do I need to identify those triggers? Okay, so let me explain it this way. So, whenever we are stressed, our body sends us signals in the form of pains or aches or even us feeling irritable. So these triggers are like maps which help you navigate through tough terrain. And these are the triggers which will help you anticipate and prepare. Okay. Now, the next question would be, how do you identify these triggers? Okay. The only way to identify these triggers is by being mindful. Now, let me give you a personal example. So, a couple of years back, when work from home was at its peak, I noticed that by the end of the day, that is by 9:30, 10, I would have this splitting headache and my eyes would ache. And it made it so difficult for me to just sit and work or just sit and do anything. The only thing I could do is apply some balm and then go off to sleep. The next morning, when I would get up, the pain would have gone down considerably, and then I could start my day. And by towards the end of the day, again the same cycle would start. Now this went on for a couple of days. So I wanted to know, why was it happening now? Because it was not happening earlier. This is not something that I had experienced earlier. So I decided to see what is the change that I have done and what is causing this problem. Okay. Now, the one of the reasons I also wanted to do this is because earlier I have experienced that when I have some certain food, my headaches would trigger. So I wanted to know what it was. Was it a food or what was it? So I started to observe my day. What is it that I'm doing? When is this the pain starting? How am I reacting? What is it that is causing? And all of this, when I started to observe my day, I noticed or I realized that the reason for the headache and the pain, eye ache, was because of me spending a lot of time in front of the screen. Now we were working from home, so either I would look at the laptop or at the TV or mobile phones, and there was nothing else that I could do. So my screen time had gone up considerably. So I started to make little changes. I would take breaks in between, do some exercises, just take rest. And I observed that when I started doing that, or the days when I would do that, my pain would I would not have the discomfort. If any day I didn't do that, continuously looked at the screen, the discomfort would come back. So now I know, okay, what is the trigger for the headache that was there. So it was a stress that my body was experiencing, and it was sending it out in the form of the headache and the eye ache. So the best way to identify these triggers is to be mindful, and a good way to do it would be to maintain a journal wherein you note down everything you do in a day, everything you eat in a day. So then also observe what, when did it triggered, what triggered it, or and how did you react to it. So when you maintain this journal, or when you observe your daily routine, you will notice patterns that you yourself never knew existed. Now comes the exciting part, managing these triggers. Now we have identified what are these triggers. Now it's time to manage them. So whether it's a pep talk or a quick walk or meditation, whatever is it that helps you identify that and equip yourself with these techniques to manage stress better. Now let me explain this to you with few examples. So let's the first example, let's take a work related stress. So you have a important project coming up. It is due in some days, and the stress and the pressure is mounting. Now the thought of completing so many tasks is causing you stress, and it's just giving you nightmares. Now, a practical tip to manage this situation would be break the task into small, manageable chunks. Okay? Prioritize these tasks based urgency and importance. So, set small, short work intervals, time blocks saying I'll work in these times, follow them with a break so that you don't burn out. Remember, progress, no matter how small, is still a progress. Okay, so if you have to make, let's take an example, you have to make 25 slides of a presentation, but you managed to make only two. That is fine. Think of it this way: a moment back, you didn't have any slides. You've at least made two slides. Now you just need to make 23 slides more. You can do it. So don't stress it out. Break it down, break the task into small chunks so that you manage them better. Now, the next example is let's assume that you had a fight with your partner or a family member, which leaves you tense and emotionally drained. Now, this emotion is just adding on to a layer of stress to your day. How do you manage this? Now, here, communication is a key here. So, be a active listener and show empathy. Okay, instead of trying to drill down your point, understand the perspective of the other person. Also, take take a moment, take deep breath, count till 10, let give yourself time to process your emotions and then respond calmly. Okay, if you respond from a place of anger and aggression, the situation is just going to get worse, which is what we usually do when we are stressed enough. When we are stressed, okay. So just calm yourself down. Now respond. Put your point across assertively and seek solutions with open dialogue. Okay? This will help you manage the stress in your relationships. Lastly, the third example that I would like to give here is, so let's assume your inner critic is on a overdrive. It's bombarding you with self doubt and criticism. Now, it's just making you feel like every mistake that you do is the biggest mistake of your life. Now, how do you tackle this? A tip for that is you challenge this negative thought with positive affirmations of self worth and capability. You have to give yourself as much as love as you can, be as compassionate to yourself as you can. You can practice mindfulness or grounding techniques so that you can quieten your inner chatter. Also, surround yourself with influencing with things that uplift you. let's say uplifting music or some inspirational quotes, or spend time with loved ones who you know will lift your spirits. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. Neither is managing your triggers. It's a journey, not a race. As you journey through the process, you not only manage stress but also build resilience. Every time you tackle a trigger head on, you are building your mental muscle. But admit this, it's important to be compassionate to yourself. You are human. It's okay to fall. Show yourself as much as love and care that you would to a dear one who's in trouble. Lastly, celebrate small victories. Progress, no matter how small, is still a progress. So every time you conquer a trigger, give yourself a pat on the back because you're one step closer to managing your triggers. If you would like to be part of a group of supportive and like minded women, then join my Facebook group. The link is in the description. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more such empowering content. Until next time, be mindful and be empowered. Take care.